Hello, me again, as usual. God, I can see everything, all my little lumps and bumps and everything when I do a video. Anyway, I thought I'd do a little video on this vehicle that I got from Motability. It has been a complete disaster from start to now, really. I got it back in, well, I thought I was getting it back in November, and then I had a phone call to say that it's going to be delayed because the tailgate, the boot and the ramp had an issue. You get a little fob and you press it, it opens the boot, and you press another button and the ramp comes down. But what was happening, whenever, not everyone, but when other people press their unlock button for their vehicles, my boot was opening. So obviously that would be triggering the alarm. So they said the vehicle's got to be sent back to the people that fitted that to get fixed. So anyway, that was there for a while. I phoned up for an update, and they said they've got to change the whole lot, the ramp, the mechanism and motors and everything, and the fob. Everything's got to be changed. It's going to take longer anyway. Finally got it delivered in December 2025, and it pulled up. And I was looking out for it because they phoned me to say they're on their way, and I looked at it, I thought, well, it's the same colour as the one I ordered, but that can't be it. It's filthy. It looks so old. And anyway, it was it. So I come out and a bit disappointed, and he didn't show me anything, how to operate or anything in it, the straps, the clamps, nothing at all. He just said it's all there, and he went to leave. And I said, but I've got a vehicle here that you need to take. He knew nothing about it. Anyway, after several phone calls, he got the authorisation to take my other vehicle to auction. So I started looking around this. Other than it being filthy outside, I knew it could be washed. That's not too much of an issue. But then I started noticing scratches, only light ones, wasn't too much of an issue. Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera directly because I noticed my eyes go a bit squibbly. So anyway, yeah, I noticed some faint scratches. The paintwork is terrible. There's runs. It's very stipply, like orange peely. It's a terrible job. But I'm not being ungrateful. I'm just pointing out all the defects. Honestly, I'm not being ungrateful at all, because this vehicle cost nigh on £60,000 to have all the adaptations done to it, and you know, the cost of the vehicle itself, etc., etc. So no, I'm not being ungrateful. I'm just pointing out my issues with Allied Motability, the people who supplied it. So yeah, the paintwork's crap, and the driver's side step, which I didn't ask for. I didn't ask for steps because I said I will be transferring from wheelchair to driver's seat and vice versa. So if you look, oh yeah, I'm going to be able to do it. That, bear with me, I'll pause it and I'll come back. So if you see this, I've got one driver's seat that I'm in and a passenger seat. The vehicle that I was shown during the demonstration before I ordered this had two passenger seats and the driver's seat. So I said, because obviously I've got to get through, squeeze through to get to the wheelchair. So I said one front passenger seat and one driver's seat. And so luckily enough, the one that he said I would have, the driver's seat would swivel, so I could pull a lever on my seat, swivel round and literally get into the wheelchair. But that didn't happen. So let me pop this back. Excuse me hands. Oh look, I'm not going to be able to do it now. Oh look, it's all wonky. That didn't happen. I've done nothing but complain. See, look, I've gone from the step onto something else now. Anyway, I've done nothing but complain. Said, look, I was told during the demonstration that I would have a swivel seat, so, you know, no messing about. And they said, oh, that was too costly, we didn't do that, but you've got side steps. I said, well, what about those days where my legs are not working? Because I explained my condition, and they said, oh, it's not a problem, you know. I don't know, I'm just so confused now as to what they said and what they didn't say. The rear seats in the back, there's only two, obviously plus the wheelchair, but without the wheelchair there's only two seats, and they are fixed. They don't recline, they don't swivel, they don't do anything. They're just fixed, rigid seats. Now that I was told during the demonstration, and my wife remembers it all, that he said because of how big my wheelchair is, and I'm a bit of a lump myself, it's not a problem. Those rear seats will swivel round and go lay flat against the side panels of the inside of the vehicle. So I thought, oh, brilliant, that'd be perfect. That didn't happen, obviously. So now we're stuck with this 2 side steps, one for the driver's side door, one for the passenger door at the back. The front one is so low, it's that far from the road. I'll add a video for that. And so every time we're going along a road and we're going at anything above 40 mile an hour, if the road slightly goes like that, the van sort of bounces and it goes bang. So it happened to us 60 mile an hour on an A road. It's like a country lane and it was quite uneven. Not broken up or anything, just a bit bouncy. And as I was turning, the van bounced and it really hit with such a loud bang. Like I was fighting with the steering, and yeah, I was hitting myself. There's an S to the beginning of that word. I thought, you know what, this is ridiculous. Every little speed hump we go over, it's bang. No matter if I go slow, no matter if I turn to like 45 degrees or whatever, it's hitting. I was going along a dual carriageway. I was in the right hand lane because I was turning right at the oncoming roundabout, and an ambulance wanted to get through. So all the cars are bumping up the curb on the right to let this ambulance through because there was a bit of traffic. I attempted it. I got beached. I couldn't get back off. I was stuck. So a few people, after rocking the van, managed to get it off. But I've made complaint after complaint after complaint. I've done formal complaints because they told me to Allied Mobility, the people that supplied this, why wasn't the work done that I was told that would be done. And the bloke that done the demonstration is denying all of it. He's saying, no, that didn't happen. And I brought my coffee with me, and I emailed him multiple times. He never ever got back to me until I made a formal complaint, and he's denying it, and consistently denying it. And all the formal complaints have been done now with Allied Mobility, Motability Foundation. They've all done their own initial reviews and complaints procedure, and it's all gone, none of it's gone in my favour. So they turned around and said to me yesterday that you either hand the vehicle back and I won't be charged a fee, because if I hand it back early, because I've got this for 5 years and I've only had it like 4 months, if you hand it back early you've got to pay a termination fee. So she said we'll waiver that, but then it's unlikely that you'll be accepted back onto the scheme. So that leaves me completely without a vehicle, doesn't it? So I've had 4 months of nothing but stress with this thing. Don't get me wrong, it's got us about and everything, but it's bloody dangerous. If that step comes flying off and goes through someone's windscreen, you know, I couldn't live with myself. So it's not fair that they're putting me through it. But what they want to do, they said it's got to go back to Cyrus Automotive somewhere in Birmingham. Oh, that's another thing. When I got it, 1,500 miles on the clock already. But and it's had to go back to be repaired. That's another 400 miles, and now it's got to go back again there and back. That's another 400 odd miles. They never put AdBlue in it, so I have to keep topping that up. Anyway, that's not expensive. It's not too much of an issue. But I've lost my train of thought again now because I keep going from one thing to another. Where was I? Right, bear with me, I've got to think. So yeah, I think I was talking about the complaints procedure, and they said the steps, if they're going to try and raise them up, but I've had it looked at by a few people and they said there's no way them steps can be raised up. So I told that to the Motability people, and they said, well, they're not the people who fitted it. It's the people who fitted it who said they can be raised. So, you know, I can't really argue with that. But I said, look, I don't want them raised, I want them gone, because I don't want more issues with them further down the line after they've been raised. So she said, all right, if they can't be raised, we'll pay to have them removed. And I said, I don't know why they're there anyway, because I didn't ask for them. So what they've done, they've put them on rather than give me the seat that I was told I'd get. So, you know, they've just done it the cheaper way, and now I haven't got a leg to stand on, literally. So yeah, I'm really annoyed, stressed out to the max, frustrated. I don't even want to talk to Allied Mobility because they just haven't been helpful at all. So now I've got a light that comes up on the dash that you'll see. Brake pads worn to limit or something, service now. Well, the vehicle's done 3,500 miles now. Probably only 1,000 of that is my own, but RAC, I called them out because Motability told me to, so they come out, had a look, and he said all the wires underneath to that sensor have been torn out. So God knows how that's happened. I put the camera down and had a look, but it's about that far from the ground, so I can't see anything to hit that. I couldn't see any scratch marks on anything underneath to suggest that something's hit and they've pulled the wires out, because the wires are above the metalwork underneath, whatever it is, I don't know. So I have absolutely no idea how them wires have been torn out. You can see the little connector, and then there's two wires that's supposed to go in it. Well, they're literally hanging up there, so I don't know, can't explain it. So now that light comes on continuously. Obviously I'm still using the vehicle because I know the brake pads are absolutely fine. It's just that them wires that have come out and the sensors not happy about it. So I'll have to book that in with a local Fords and hopefully get them to do it. And yes, what else has gone wrong? Oh, the other day I couldn't get out in the wheelchair. It just wouldn't release. There's a button, because my wheelchair, instead of having all the clamps strapping it down and all that malarkey, because if I had to do that I wouldn't be able to go out on my own. So what we've got is a docking station, and there's a plate fitted to the underneath of the wheelchair. When you drive the wheelchair into the vehicle, it makes a beep and it locks in, so that wheelchair is fixed now, so I can still sit in it if someone else is driving the vehicle with a seatbelt on, and it won't go anywhere. It's supposed to be 100% safe. But the other day when we was one of the beaches, I can't remember which one, I pressed the release button, it was beeping, but every time I done the joystick on the wheelchair to reverse, it wouldn't go anywhere. The plate would not release it. So thankfully there's an emergency release clip underneath, so that was held back and we released, and there was a little bit of grit in there, so maybe that done it. Maybe it wasn't making contact or something, I don't know. But and the boot, I'm still having issues with the boot. It would open but it wouldn't close, so it had to be manually closed. But all these other little things, other than the step and the wires torn out of the sensor, I've been mentioning all these other little issues, but they are not interested whatsoever. They're not really interested in the wires. They said I'll have to deal with that myself and send it to a local Fords, but yeah, they're just leaving me with stress. I don't need stress, I really don't. But you know, the Motability scheme is there for disabled people, but although yes, I'm paying for the vehicle, I pay for it monthly out of my personal independence money for being disabled, but at the end of the day the public's paying for this scheme, and the taxpayers are paying for it. So you know, that's why I don't want to seem ungrateful, because I'm not. I'm just expected that if something goes wrong, they're there to fix it, because that's what they say. Oh, you know, get a vehicle with us, if you have any issues, we deal with it, we do this, blah blah blah. And then when something happens, they don't want to know. They just pass you from pillar to post and you just don't get anywhere. So I don't know. Well, I'm stuck with it for another 4.5 years, aren't I? But hopefully they can get these things done. I think it's being picked up on the 9th of April, being taken up Birmingham way, somewhere up there. I have asked for a replacement vehicle, but they can't guarantee it, because I need automatic, because I've got a medical licence now. Although I passed in a manual, I can only drive automatic because my legs. If they haven't got any, and they haven't got any that will fit my wheelchair, then I'm stuck without a vehicle for however long, and that's not fair. And if it drags on and drags on, we're going away on the 4th of May to Wales, so I've told them that. But it doesn't matter what I say, you know, it's they do what they do, and tough titty basically. So fingers crossed. Anyway, I'll keep you all updated, and hopefully we'll be back out on the road soon doing another video. I've got a couple of places in mind. I want to go to Plymouth. It's only a couple of hour drive from where we are. We want to go to Norfolk because we've got some family members that live up there that have only just got in contact with us. They managed to find us, my sister's kids, who I have nothing to do with anymore, but her kids, they found us, and we've been talking online and having really good chats and that, so we want to go up there and visit them and their children. So that's Plymouth, Norfolk. We still want to go to Blackpool, but it's all money, isn't it? It's, the price of diesel now is absolutely ridiculous, and this thing's juicy as hell anyway. It's a 2 litre, but with all the weight in it, because of all the conversions and adaptations and my wheelchair, and when you've got 5 of us in it as well, the weight it's pulling, you know, it's and that's another thing. When it's filled up with all of us, that step is like that close from the ground, as we found out when we went to the holiday park, because it's speed humps everywhere. And but yeah, so it's Plymouth, Norfolk, Blackpool hopefully soon. We've got Wales on the 4th of May if I've got a vehicle. There's plenty of places we want to go to, but obviously it's money, and yeah, that dictates what we can and can't do. So, but hopefully not too long. Anyway, thanks for sticking with me. Please drop a like or a comment, and definitely subscribe, because I've got so many people watching my videos but nobody's subscribing. I've had no new one new subscriber in the last couple of months, so it just makes me feel like my videos are rubbish. If nobody subscribes, then it does make you think like that, but hopefully that's not the case. So stick with us, give us a chance. It's early days, you know, we've only been doing this a little while, so give us a chance, and we'll see you all soon on the next one. Bye for now.